Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds, by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. What is going on, family? Hello, hello, and hello again. What's good? What's good out there in the hood? What's good in the neighborhood and the community hood? What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm not gonna be before you on here long on tonight, okay? No, I haven't been very active, but I wanted to come by here and share some good things with y'all, some good news. We need some good news, okay? So I came by to share some good news, some great news. I know that it's Friday for those that rest on this day. I also rest and will take my rest this whole entire weekend, so that I can be ready and mentally ready, physically ready, spiritually ready to handle the tasks that are at hand, that lies and wait for me if I am blessed to see, next week. Men make it plans, but the Lord has the final say. So if he allows me to see that, I'm going to take my rest right now so that I can be prepared for that. With that being said, I wanted to come by here first and foremost and say hello. And number two, I wanted to make sure y'all was good. And number three, I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware that if you ever wanted to join me on any endeavor, now is the time to do so, okay? Something that the Father spoke to me maybe 4 or 5 days ago. He said a lot of people are getting ready to go from I know her to I knew her. And that is a tragedy to me. It does not have to be that. I come out and I want to serve the people. But I'm just coming to my point to where I can't serve those who don't want to be served. And whatever arena or avenue that I'm going to be shifting into moving forward, I'm looking to take those who want to go with me. Okay. I'm here to practically say that I got so much information. I got so much valuable information. Let me put the V on that and put some respect on that. I got some very valuable information that will change your life and change your financial forecast. And that is my ultimate goal. That is the agenda. And every single time that I see something, whether it's mainstream news or news that is not mainstream, other people are sharing it. A lot of times you guys don't really see a whole lot of me. And when you don't see a whole lot of me, I am a modern day Berean, literally. I study a lot. I read a lot. I'm a watchman, so I watch a lot. I research a lot. So when you don't see me, that is what I am doing. I'm educating myself. I am making myself aware because I can't be caught slipping. I'm making the time to make myself aware. This is not the hour or the time to be caught with your pants down, be caught being a busybody, to be caught slipping. It's just not. So I'm always researching, I'll say it like this. There's a lot of people that talk. So I'm researching what we doing in our community. I'm researching what the 1%ers are doing. I'm researching, what other groups who say that they are believers. I'm just researching a lot. Okay, I'm gonna just say that. I see how people talk about. Um, I'm trying to say the right thing so I don't get in trouble because they already be bothering my channels and pages and all of that stuff. But I see how other people feel towards certain people. Just put it that way. That's the plain version. And they don't know that I see. They probably don't even care. I mean, they said what they said, and it is what it is. So I observe how we moving. I observe how other people are moving. I observe who's hurting in this situation. I observe who's winning in this situation. So I'm just a well-rounded observer, okay? And not only to sit here and see the things that are happening and to keep, showing up and coming back for the people that I see this stuff happening to. I talked to you guys was it last week? It might have been this week about the two different Americas we live in. You have an American for white people, you have American for Hispanic people, you have an America for Asian people, you have an America for black people. And we have multiple Americas if you really want to be technical. But there is a particular people that suffer the greatest. So those are the people that I show up for. Because what I do observe is that every one of those other nationalities that I just mentioned, they're going to stick with each other and they're going to look out for each other. And they're going to grow together. And they're going to share information with each other so others can grow. Why? So it be more of them. This is what this is all about. The minority just means you're not a majority. So when I say minority, that does not just pertain to skin color. It pertains to you are not a majority of people. You are a small percentage. You are a minority of people. And that partially a lot has to do with abortion. We are the one that aborts the most babies, like almost 1.5 million a year babies. We are the ones that are dying in the streets by the dozens. We are the ones that are filling up the prison systems. We are the ones that are committing the majority of the crimes. So it is what it is, and that's statistics. That's not Dr. Tawana's numbers. That's statistics. So I keep showing up for people that is going to suffer, have suffered, and will continue to suffer unless they change the narrative. Unless they change the narrative. I mean, it does not take a rocket science to see that we live in different Americas in the same nation. In the same nation. How do an 18-year-old boy go into a parade and slaughter children and old people with weaponry on him and get pulled over by the police and calmly walk backwards to the police and even ask, can you please get on your knees and onto your stomach? And he got weapons on him, the same weapons that he just shot and killed 8 people, or seven or eight people now, the number is. Old people minding their business. Young children minding their business. And they get preferential treatment. What about the young dude up in New York, Buffalo, New York? He got to lay his gun down, take off his armory, get placed in handcuffs. He got to lay down. Did he get 60 bullets? Did he get 70 bullets? Was he called a thug? Was he called a criminal? They didn't even want to charge him with multiple counts of murder. Talking about they would just charge him with one count I mean, it wasn't even terrorism or something. It wasn't murder. I can't remember too much. But I know enough to see that there were discrepancies all in and throughout that. But you have a African American male in the middle of the night that is terrified that he is probably not going to make it home. Because you got a lot of people that have talk and say, well, what was he doing out that late? Being an adult, like everybody else should have a right to be out that late if they are an adult. Should he have pulled over for the police? Yes. But if you talk to a lot of Afro-American males, the reason why they don't is because they know that they might not make it home. And in my honest opinion, I would take my chances pulling over and going about it the right way versus running and you know they're going to kill you dead. Now you know that's going to warrant you an automatic death sentence. So I would rather take my chances of you pulling me over and you beating me and me able to live to see another day and make it home to go and find me some type of lawyer that will deal with you in your pockets where it hurts you at. Because it doesn't hurt you. They were all 8 officers were found justified in killing that man the way that they killed that man. That was beyond execution. That was way beyond execution. On some real stuff. That was way beyond execution. You can be in your house, sleep, and die in your house for having a weapon on you to protect yourself. No criminal record, no nothing. You can be in your house, sleep. Okay? That's Breonna Taylor and that young man that just was murdered up like in New York somewhere. They was looking for his cousin, quote unquote. You can be up in your house sleep. You know the reason why you don't see a whole bunch of, you know, other nations, Hispanics, Caucasians, Asians, it don't matter. You ain't gonna find none of that. Police shot and killed them with whole pages. With whole entire pages. So they eliminating that way. You have African American men and women going to jail for petty crimes. Not even what they call white collar crimes. Not even in frauding insurance companies and killing your family so that you can go get insurance policies. Not those type of white collar crimes. I'm talking about some marijuana crimes, okay? Carrying a weapon crime. Having a lot of cash on you crime, okay? I'm talking going into a bank to withdraw your money and you write on a note discreetly. That type of crime. See? And we keep wanting to see them. It breaks my heart that I can't think of what that guy, can't think of what his name is right off the top of my head, but his son, Jacobs, the one who was shot in his back 7 times by the police officer. His father went out to march on behalf of the young man who ate 60 bullets a few days ago. And Breonna Taylor's auntie went out. They have a foundation called United Fight, or Fight United, something like that, to go stand with that family who lost a son in the most despicable, disastrous way that you can't even sleep. Let me tell you how greatly that is going to affect that family for the rest of their life. Not only do they have to deal with the tragedy, the sudden tragedy that their loved one left the house with the intentions to come back and they ain't gonna never see him, so they never get to say goodbye. They never got to say I'm sorry. They never got to say I love you that one last time. So that is a tragedy within itself. And now you got a double tragedy to know that the manner in which he was taken out, to know the manner in which he was killed. 60 bullets. running away from the police. That's another tragedy. And then the third one is you got to watch his final moments, because that's all you left with. You trying to put it together in your mind and see what happened and piece it and make it make sense so you can have some peace. And you dealing with all of that. He ain't never coming home again. You got to bury something that came out of you, something that you grew up with. And so the father of this man, Jacobs, that's all I know is his last name is Jacobs, and the auntie of Breonna Taylor goes to go comfort the family and stand on their behalf, peacefully protesting. It aggravates me, but if that works for them, then who am I? Because I'm not in their shoes. Even though I lost a child, that wasn't my child. And as deep as the love is, the pain is deeper. And can't nobody understand the levels of pain when the levels of love is great. You just cannot. Even with me saying, hey, I lost a child too, it's different. That's why nobody can say, well, I lost one too. It's still different. We may have something in common, but it is not the same. And my grief is not your grief. So they go down there to support them and get arrested. Not only did they get arrested, they got slammed, they got socked, they got pepper sprayed. Unlawful peaceful protest. And wasn't nothing unlawful and nothing unpeaceful about it. So now, not only did they kill that man and gave him 60 bullets, they already knew, okay, the tribe is coming to follow. So we're going to beat them up too and send a message to them. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And we sitting around waiting like sitting ducks, literally waiting for these people to do something to us. We're sitting around like sitting ducks, letting them tell a vision on their television. They telling a vision, all right. They're telling you their vision, what they're doing. They're telling a vision on the television. They're telling a vision on the World Wide Web. Sounds familiar to anybody? The World Wide Web. It's a net. They know exactly what they're doing. They're lulling people to sleep with fantasy and entertainment. Keep them in a state of stupor so they never stand up. So they never know and rise and see how powerful they are when they stand up. And they done a fine job using entertainment and all kind of stuff to get our attention off of what's really going on behind the scenes and onto foolishness. They want us entertained with what Creflo Dollar said. Are you serious? Blessings to Creflo Dollar if he had an awakening, before the end, and he wanted to repent about some things. But that ain't nothing to be distracted by. That ain't nothing to be gossiping about. I said the sword is right at the door. All they got to do is open it. They're already talking about another Divok. It's here. It's not on the way anymore. It's here. What does that mean? Oh, baby, if you thought the LDs, the lock blank, was done with, it is not. Oh, if you really just read the 2030 agenda, I got it. Hopefully you have read it. How they will never let a good LD, lock blank, go to waste. No, they had it already prepped. They had it already prepped. They already knew the ones that wasn't going, surrender to that. So they gave it to the other ones, and they know that they was going to go in and hook up and have sex, and that junk was going to travel through semen. And I mean, it was already made. This was already scripted. It was already written. It was already put together. And you think that they're going to let that go to waste, then you're sadly misinformed and mistaken. This is just, that was a preview. Last 2 years was a preview. What is coming up further is greater and far more worse than what we've seen. And that's the reason why we needed to be building in this time that has been allotted to us, so that when that time comes, you can sit still and you have in place what you need. Like the ant, you can learn a lot from the ant. The ant don't have no boss. The ant don't have no leader to tell it you need to go get food in the summertime for the wintertime, so you can go sit still while the wind is out there doing its thing in the rain and everything else that would kill you if you got caught in its path. You can actually go underground and live off of what you stored up in the summer. And that is why it is told or commanded to us to think and be like the ant. You ain't got nobody out there talking about ant language. Nobody is out there talking ant language, telling ants to go and pick up that piece of bread that you just dropped and forge an army, because they don't never pick up a piece of bread by themselves. Ants work in unison. That's why it be trails of them. They are all working simultaneously to carry that one piece of bread or that one insect or whatever it is that they can take back and put into storage, store up. They're not out there complaining about how hot it is. They're not even out there fighting. Well, this is my bread. That's my bread. This is my insect. That's my. They're not even doing that. They are working in unison to carry what they need, their substance, from point A to point B, from one destination into the storehouse. And we are taught to be like the ant and not like the sluggard. That's what we are told to be like. And this is what this opportunity for us was for. They told us in certain movies, Songbird. Now, how do you have a movie with Divok 23 and we just come out of Divok 19? How do you explain that? How do you have that already? Contagion, those movies. How do you have those? How do you have the X-Files in those movies? That was made in 1999, telling us what's happening in 2022. Do we not see where this is going? I told my husband that I was getting off at 10 o'clock, and I am. So I want to say this one final time to you all. I don't come out here to tell you what's going on as if there is no remedy. There is a remedy, and we need to be doing something now. That is the remedy. We need to listen and hearken. We don't need to be rebellious in this hour. We don't need to think that we can do it by ourselves in this hour. We don't need to think that we can do what we've been doing. We don't need to think that that 9 to 5 is going to help us get prepared for what is to come. We don't need to be in that vein. We need to be trusting with all of our heart, mind, soul, and strength. And we need to be obedient to the T, no matter how bad it hurts, no matter how much you don't know, no matter how complicated it is. Whatever I must do, I'm willing to do that to keep me and my family out of that system. That's all that I'm interested in. I need strategies. I need to be fed manna. I need the wisdom. I need to know right now. I need to know right now. Whatever you are working on and working in that is not working for you, you shouldn't even be paying it no attention. If it ain't provided or helping you right now at this moment for now and later, then you don't need to be paying it no attention. All of this stuff that has come to divert your attention off of what it should be on. can take back place. That entertainment, it is, look, I'll watch that entertainment while everything else is going on around me. And the Father has really been dealing with me about how you can be in a place and be sheltered from the storm. And that is what he is trying to do for his children, for his people. I'm trying to provide you shelter, just like you build a house and a house gives you shelter from the environment, from the weather. It gives you shelter from the storms. It gives you shelter if somebody tried to come and attack you. You have a door that you can slam and go in and be able to arm yourself to defend yourself. Why? Because you have protection in the form of shelter. It protects you from a whole lot. So even though there could be a hurricane going on around you, sirens going off, you in the house, you have a level or a measure of protection to not be directly impacted, even if your house took the brunt, because you was in the house. The house took what could have been yours because you had a level of protection. That is all that the Father is calling for us to do in this hour, is to prepare. A wise man seeth calamity coming, and he hideth himself. A wise man see danger coming, and he protects himself. But a fool will see it coming, fail to prepare, and run right into it and perish. A fool is the one who see it coming and refuse to get up and do something. And that person, it says, will be the person that dies, that perishes, because they failed to do it, whether it was because laziness or unbelief. We don't have time to be playing. If I showed you videos of stores in the UK and in Germany and Switzerland, they have no food, y'all. And if I am able to get here tomorrow and share it, I will, because I have a plethora of it that you need to see. But I've been so busy building that I have not been focusing on it. Even though I see it, I'm building and moving at an accelerated rate. I'm matching the same energy that I see what you're doing. I'm over here doing it. So I don't have time to get caught up and focus on what's happening because I'm too busy building. And that's why I had time to come here and show you all like I used to. I remember when people would come here and we would spend hours viewing information. And I told the people, look, the Father's getting ready to pull me back from this. Now I don't even have time to do it. That's why I tell you, when I come to you with an opportunity, when the Lord is getting ready to pull me away from something and we're moving past that, that means that I have given the clarion call for long enough and my assignment is up. And if you miss it, you just absolutely miss it. That's it, because now I'm on to the next assignment. Did I hear what happened in Ohio last night? I did not. Enlighten me. Enlighten me. So I came by here to say, if you guys missed all the other opportunities with the government contracting and the transportation, those were ways to make a lot of money from your house. Never ever leaving your house. Why do you need to get some virtual? Because everything then went virtual. Everything's going to be virtual. Why would the Father want to set us up with a virtual platform? I don't like Facebook. Well, I would love it for $1 million. And I ain't got to leave my house and expose myself to anything. Because just like the children had to go in their houses and apply the blood over their doorposts while the death angel and everything else passed through the land, we gonna have to sit still. And that is the reason why the Father has been calling and wooing and drawing us to do something that you can do from home and still make money, still make a earnest living. We just really missed Power outages. 2 major grocery stores had to get rid of all frozen food. Shaking my head. Didn't even hear about it. But there is people over in Switzerland and Germany. They ain't got no. The farmers are going on a strike. It is crazy. See, we're only used to United States news, so we don't even know if a loaf of bread is a day's wages. Why? Because we ain't really tapped into international news. They don't have nothing to farm. They don't have no seed to plant. The Pakistanians and the Russians they didn't plant for wheat, so there will be no wheat harvest this year. Even though we don't see it, they try to do it slowly for surely, taking little things off the shelves. One thing that I cannot find is Ruffles sour cream and onion chips. They ain't been around for 3 months. I've been telling my husband, you can't find them chips, and my daughter loves those chips. So I've been looking for them for her. Cannot find them whatsoever. They know that if they do something at, like a mass announcement, yes, we're in a recession. Yes, there is no food. They know that it will cause chaos and confusion. And it's all about maintaining control with them. It's controlled chaos for them. Let's control the chaos and little spurts. People would go berserk. And they're watching world news where other nations are going berserk when they wake up and there's no food. There's nobody working because there's no food. There's no work. Listen, we looking at it like, wow, poor them. No, it's coming here. These are all the nations that are part of the United Nations. Oh, we just getting started. I'm just saying for the ones that don't want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, if you love the things of the world and you are in the world, loving the things of the world, then you are enemy of the Father. You cannot love the world and the things in the world or of the world. Neither can you be connected to them. That's why it says, come out from amongst them and be separate and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Come out from amongst them, lest you share in their sins and you receive of their plagues. What does that mean? If you get caught with me and my punishment is death, so is yours. If you get caught with me and my punishment is 40 stripes minus 1, 39 lashes, so is yours. Lest you share in their sins that they committed, you will share in their sins that they committed, and you will partake of their plagues. So if I punish them financially, you're punished financially. If I touch their waters and make them bloody, then your waters are bloody. You have nothing to drink. If I strike their cattle, then your cattle is struck. You have nothing to eat. That's why it says, come out. And he's giving a way out. And I don't care who don't believe that. That's your problem and not mine. I am the messenger, and that's it. And you have an option and a choice and a free will to hear or to forbear. My job is not to convince you to hear. It's not to push no religion on you. It's to speak the truth. And that's it. And whoever have an ear to hear the truth will hear the truth. And whoever don't, it wasn't for you. It was not for you. And I still love you. And you can still love me. Or you can choose to do otherwise. I'm still going to love you at the end of the day. But I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what is for fact. I'm telling you what is truth. If we don't take advantage of the opportunities that are right here in the palm of our hand, never been as closer to opportunities to do something we ain't never did and have what we ain't never have, so we can get prepared, not so we can go show off. That is not what this season is about. This season is about preparation for the plagues, because they come. And if you think that a nation is going to celebrate bloodshed like they've been celebrating and go unpunished, and baby, think again. Say what you want to say, but baby, Sodom and Gomorrah is real for a reason. And the reason why it's in there is to steer nations not to be like them. And you got people that's just like them. They are everything God, anti-God. No prayers in the schools, no none of that. Now, marriage ain't between these two, it's between who we say it is. You best to believe the plagues are coming, okay? And you can get caught in the crossfires, or you can be one of those ones who took the initiative to use wisdom and to build in this hour so they don't get caught in the crossfires. And with that being said, I got 2 minutes to share. What are my final opportunities? The 100K purpose driven payday is one of my final opportunities. That is the only way out of everything else I done built and still building out, so that once it's built, I can just sit and eat or reap the harvest, from the fruit that was. So I've had to do some work in government contracting. You do have to do a little footwork, but we got people already landing contracts. And it didn't take long, and it feels good to get paid from them, the ones who took, the ones who take, for a little bit of nothing. A little bit of nothing. And something that you can outsource, literally. But the 100K purpose driven payday, that's on a whole nother level. That's something that I had on the inside of me that has paid me the most out of every other business from it's running a race with multifamily investing. Because of the economy and all of that, things are a little upside down with that, but it's going to bounce back. Houses are going to be the cheapest. It would be crazy to buy a house right now for $400,000, because you're going to be able to get them for hundreds of dollars, if not a couple of thousands of dollars here soon. Everything is crashing, and it's strategically done so that they can implement this new system. One thing's for sure and two things for certain. Everybody ain't got to believe in the Most High, but they do know about that beast system. That's one thing, and that comes from his book. No, that comes from the good book. And we see that clearly. We see that absolutely clearly, that we see a system being played out. And we got time to be going back and forth in our mind with the enemy. And we got time to be going back and forth with struggling with past failures and not getting our mind under control and being distracted with what's going on around us, while yet and still we are not building anything. And if you don't see that they don't care about you, and you don't care about you, then something's wrong. Something is wrong. You see, these people do not care about us. Absolutely do not care about us. We have two different worlds, one for them and one for us. So you just gonna be like those who never stood up. I never understood how two or three slave masters can actually and capture and control hundreds and thousands of slaves. Two people, three people. It should have been an uprising or something. Like, how? What was wrong with their mental? And that's what they did. They whipped them mentally, changed their language, beat them to change their names. They defeated them mentally because they knew, if we get into their mind now, we'll control their future later on. And it's still working. It's still working to this day. People are afraid to do something for themselves, but unafraid to do something for another. It's still working today. It's still, I need master syndrome. It's still, I need a paycheck. It's still, I need to trade my time from. It's still that I feel safe doing that. And the Father is saying, be like Abraham. If you trust me with your whole entire heart, if I say let all that stuff go and you just believe and trust me, I will bless you. And you're coming and you're going. Why? Because you have nothing else but me to trust and rely on. That's why. I don't need you trusting nobody else and nothing else. I want all of your trust or none of it. If I'm gonna lead for you and provide for you, I got to you got to trust me just like I got to trust you. And you got to believe that I am whatever you need me to be. That's faith. That's when he can move. He can't move when there's no faith involved. When you ain't got nobody else to call on you down to your last dollar, you don't know. It's like, Father, if you could just help me. He wants to be the only source or no source. He wants to be Lord of all or not Lord at all. There's no in between. And that's why he gave us time. Pick and choose what you're going to do. You want to go back to normal and go on the world or whatever you want to do, you have a free will. Or you want to trust me and let me bless you like I've always wanted to bless you. So with that being said, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I have the 100K Purpose Driven Payday. This is the last time that you're going to hear me mention that you can get in this program and invest $1,000 in it. It becomes a free program because you're going to get that back and some. You're going to be given access to $1 million information that people are using right now. I mean, other people are using right now to make millions of dollars. $25,000 for one person. And you don't need no degree and all this other stuff. I mean, this is something you can do from home. I would have been scraping up $1,000. It's going to change my financial forecast all day long. And the reason why I brought it out here is because he allowed me to do it first several times. To know that it could be done over and over and over again. And he said, I want you to share that with my people. But he has released me to move on. I have my stuff automated too, so to the point to I don't have to do this. So when I come out here and do this, the reason why I do this is on purpose. It's on purpose. That you have the same opportunity that I've been given, and he took somebody who came from nothing to show you that it don't matter where you start. It's all about where you finish. It's about where you're going and how you finish. So he eliminated all manner of doubt to say, well, I can't do that. She did. I got a lot of kids. She got 9 kids. I'm too old. She's 43. I ain't got enough time. She got a whole bunch of stuff she juggling and she still made time. You are without excuse. You are without excuse. My Cash App is Let's Do Kingdom Love. Canada lost power as well, and they can do any internet or banking. Stores was only taking cash. Shaking my head. I'll post my Cash App here for you because you have to spell it all out just like this. Spell every last word out. Every single last word. Don't stop if it pulls up and say, let's do K or let's do KI. Just let's do Kingdom. So that is my Cash App. I will put it here as well for you to see it on the screen. May the Most High give you 100-fold return as he gave to Isaac, who trusted him and sold what he had so that he can get more. This is a season of sowing and reaping. That's why the Father is wanting us to invest in ourselves. Give me something to work with. Give me a seed to give you back a tree. This is not the time to be hoarding and saving and letting other people play and invest with the money that I have given you the power to go and get, the strength to go and get. If you want to be protected by me, then you must listen to me and invest it exactly the way that I tell you to invest it because I gave it to you. That is what the Father is saying to us. That is what he's wanting us to do. I haven't taken a paycheck and don't plan on taking one until he said mission completed. Simple as that. All I know is I'm going to do everything in my strength and my power and my ability to do my part. And he's going to do everything in his strength and his power and his ability to ensure that the covenant that he swore unto me is made. I do my part, he do his part. And this is the way that he has led. A lot of other people saying, do this, invest in crypto and invest in all this stuff. I ain't got no issues against that if that's what you feel led to do. Because that's what we go off, what we feel led to do. But that ain't something, that is something that is not back. That's like gambling. I don't have time to be gambling. I don't have time to be putting stuff in and losing all my assets, taking stuff out, winning. That's gambling. We need to build. I was brokenhearted to see that they had made a they try to pass a law, excuse me, to stop Bill Gates from buying up farmland. And they were unable to do it. He owns like 4,000 or either 48,000 something change acres of farmland. That's not even all the land that he owns. It's just like 48,392, something around there, number of farmland. Do y'all know what this man has purpose to feed us and do to us? There's no way that I could ever go out like that. If I got to eat lettuce like a rabbit for the rest of my life, I'm with that. I will grow my own lettuce. And I will know what I'm putting into not only me and my children. Because all I do know, like Noah was not perfect, but he was perfect in his blood. As in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the last days. What does that mean? Men and women will be giving and getting married, and they will be drinking and all that. But what else was going on in Noah's days? Why did the Most High flood the earth in Noah's days? Because you had angels' DNA mixing with human DNA, which you created a hybrid, and he had to flood them because it was not the authentic creation that he had originally created. With that being said, people out here playing and mixing stuff up and putting that on the inside of God's creation. So as in the days of Noah, we in those days. And you think that the Father is going to sit back? No, he actually says those days are going to be so dark and evil that if I didn't shorten them, even the very elect would not live and survive. Okay? So it's real out here. The 100K purpose driven payday, I'm not going to offer it to you guys or anybody for 1K anymore, especially when I know that I can make 25K just with the framework, all the other stuff that people have went and paid thousands of dollars for. I have that at my disposal for the next 12 months. So you learn how to do a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, where you're just generating millions and millions of dollars using what you have on the inside of you. This is the last and final time and the last and final call that I am going to offer this at 1K. The last and final time. You will not hear me mention it anymore. And the second one is we have 4 spots left to be a part of the team. And if you were wise, I would rather pay $1,500 to be a part of the team and have access to all of that information, to have access to Dr. T, to be able to make money with her, and to be able to get paid from her, and to be able to access $1,000,000, $50,000, $25,000 courses, real estate, e-commerce, Facebook ads, Facebook funnels, Russell Branson. I mean, you name it, you have access to that. Why? Because I'm giving that to you so that you can actually do it and make sure you scale up. You will be able to serve corporate clients, charging them $10,000, $20,000 a corporation to run their social media, to create their courses, to create their content. All you got to do is be coachable and teachable. And the only reason why you're going to invest to get inside of this team is because there is some valuable information that I will not be able to ever give out for free. And it's so much that I can't do it all by myself. So I don't mind sharing it with those who actually want to take it. When I tell you I have some courses in here that is going to make you a millionaire alone, and you got access to the 100K purpose driven payday, because now what you learn is going to become your purpose driven payday. It's going to go hand in hand with what you want to do. I'm going to take this portion of it and I'm going to serve your clients and I'm going to serve my clients, and you win. You're going to win faster and more being a part of the Pioneers 12. This is the last call for that at $1,500. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be taking more people in here, because we scaling up. But it dang on show ain't going to be no $1,500. And you getting access to all of that I have had to pay thousands of dollars for. It's too much for me. So if you want to get into real estate, got that whole course. You can go take that and study that all by yourself. And then we start duplicate. Okay, we are able to help generate leads for realtors and real estate. It's just never ending. And then we got funnels and ads. Most millionaires make millions on Facebook ads, Google's ads, all of that, YouTube ads. You get to learn how to do that. So not only do I come to you and say, hey, I need this created, and you get to get paid from me, but you get to get paid from clients, high ticketed, high offer A-list clients that need this. And you don't even got to look for them, because those that I bring into my organizations, my mastermind, etc., is going to need those services, especially with what I'm teaching them. So I'm teaching you how to scale profitable really, really quickly so that you can serve and scale even more. Those are the only two programs that I'm pushing. If you didn't miss some of them other programs, like I said, government contract and transportation, I'm not pushing them. I'm not even going to be inviting anybody. Those that are in there that heeded the call way back then and got in there, they're in there. And that's it. I don't have time to be all over in these different groups teaching. No, I'm going to be in that 12, and I'm going to be in my mastermind, and I'm going to be in that 100K. And those are the only places where you're going to be able to get close proximity and get what I have and get what has taken me years and just give it, hand it to you. It's only going to be in those groups, okay? So with that being said, I love y'all. I'm not here to beg y'all. If you don't follow me, cool. If you don't want to connect and go higher, scale faster, that's fine. That's not what I'm here for. And I'm not going to keep coming as if I'm here and I'm desperate and I need to, because it's not. I know my value. I know what I'm worth. I know who I run with. I know where I can go. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm coming here on purpose. Trust me. I have 6-figure clients already. I'm coming here on purpose because I see the way they talk and I see what they do. And how could I be sitting around and have this much knowledge and people that look like me don't have access? Now, I'm different. I'm not one of those ones. And I never wanted to be one of those ones. But I can say my mission is accomplished. Father, I did exactly what you asked me to do. I served your people. And I did exactly what you told me to do. So this is the final call. You will not hear me mentioning this especially at this rate. Let me make it really clear. Doesn't mean that I won't mention it. I don't even know if I'll mention it again. Why? Because I have systems where I just have it on autopilot. Someone just sees my videos like, I need to get in on that. Boom, set up a call. This is not for me to lower, and I hate to say this in this way, and it's no disrespect to anybody, but I have lost out on a lot of stuff and a lot of resources, financial resources, trying to leave where I was at to come back to tell people who ain't even trying to move nothing that I got all the information for you. If somebody that went before you and got the information for you, and you didn't have to pay what they've had to pay, and they offering it to you for a fraction of a price, it just don't make no sense. Okay. So I don't want to come here and seem like I'm finna beg you. I'm not. I don't work for free. I'm not gonna beg you. I'm here to give you a solution to what's going on around you. And if you don't want that, that's absolutely fine with me. It ain't gonna stop no dollars over here. It ain't gonna stop no mission. It ain't gonna stop no momentum. Not this way. That's one thing that is facts. It ain't gonna stop now. Me by myself. Whether you join with me or not, I'll go get millions of dollars of contracts without ever having to show up and say another word to another person, without y'all ever having to ever see my face again. I can just go get millions in contracts by myself. I can go flip millions of multifamily apartment investments. You never see me. And go sit with very prominent people. That if I say, look, I want to buy that 100 unit doors right there, they be like, oh, y'all want me to show y'all some, y'all, let me show y'all on my way out. That way you don't think I'm exaggerating, baby. I'm not exaggerating. I ain't got no reason to lie to you, period. That's what I don't got. There's no reason for me to lie about anything. Um, I knew I shouldn't have opened that. One of my daughters is, my deceased son's birthday is coming up. So I guess it's just, building up, and they're looking at old photos. That's all they got. Some told me no, not to. Um, Hold on one second. Let me go to my group. I'm gonna go through. This is just a group of investors. Do you understand? Like, I'm gonna go through real fast so you don't be all up in their business. Um, they talking about syndication. Underwriting went well. Mastery shopping. Let me show y'all over here real quick. I'm in a group, and this is why I come out, because I don't see a whole bunch of us. Okay. They got 198 units right there. You understand? Okay. This one right here closed their third multifamily deal this year. Third. Okay. It's just, here you go. It's just full of, and what you don't see is a whole bunch of people that look like us. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I try to come and give you, let me stop this sharing. Oh, wait. Hold on. I want to show y'all something else. Oops. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I think it's called the See how many members is in this group? I mean, it's just we're in here. Like literally investors. That's it. It's just investors. That's one of the groups. Um, let me see. We got so many groups. I'm trying to find the one that I'm in. And if y'all don't know who this gentleman is, we inside of his group too. We got all of the information. I can't remember what the name of the community is, but it's what is that mastermind? I know that I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Trying to find the one that I'm in. I would have to go through my groups, but I see he got a whole bunch of them. I would have to go to my groups to find it because I can't think of what it is. If it was a 10x, I'm in so many of them. It's not the 10x growth conference. It's actually a mastermind that I'm in. Nevertheless, let me stop the sharing on here. I would have to go to my groups and find it, and I just ain't got time to do it all on tonight. What is the name of that group? Let me go see if I can find it. You know how you just so determined to do something? I'm just so determined. Um, I can't remember if it was. Oh, let's see if that's it. Real Estate Summit. Real. Oh, here we go. Told y'all. Was not playing. This is to be in this group. $25,000 to be in this group. Let me show y'all real quick. To be in this group of investors, $25,000 to be in this community. That's why you only see 303 members up in here. Okay. But we have pitch your deal call. We get to sit with Uncle G, his wife. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Um, they talking about the summit that they getting ready to have. This big summit that they getting ready to have in just a couple of days. Yep. This is just investors. If I go into this group and say I want to get a $1 billion property, it's 300. When we go and sit and we pitch our deals, we come to the table and we say this is a deal that I found for 10 million and I don't have any capital down. Anybody want to get in on it and I'll give you this much back percentage. You give me this much, I give you that much percentage over the next 5 years. And then when I sell it, because I'm not keeping it, when I sell it, or either I get the equity out of it, I'll cash you out and pay you out. I'll buy you out. You give me 100,000, I'll give you 1 million. So I can go into that one group all day long. Like I don't have to be out here fooling with the Hebrews. I don't. I ain't got to be out here trying to tell you why you need to get going. I don't. I mean, I have access to everything. Everything that I have invested my hard earned dollars into, I'm allowing you to get into this group for $1,500 and get access to all of that. And that's the reason why you got to pay to get in it. Because you can't get this type of information for free and then just trample it. Now, that's not going to work. That's not going to ever work. I got to know that you rock solid. You get this information, you're going to do great things with it. Why? Because your heart is invested in it. Your money is where your heart is. Your money is personal. And when you give your money, you just saying, I'm giving it from my heart. That's why we say that. Your heart's invested into it, you won't mess it up. Somebody just give it to you for free, you'll trample it down. It didn't cost you nothing. So with that being said, I'm out, y'all. Good night over here. If you are interested, DM me. I'm going to be registering people tonight and tomorrow. You cannot say that you didn't have an opportunity. A missed opportunity is simply a missed opportunity. And the way things is looking, I don't know when the next opportunity is coming around. But one thing that I do know is that we better get prepared now so we can sit down in a minute, because greater things that we didn't see in this last 2 years is coming, and it's not going to be good for those that's caught up out there. Now, there's going to be a distinction between his who listened and obeyed and between those who did not. I'm just trying to be on that side in my Goshen, my spiritual Goshen, like he did for my ancestors when he told them, get yourself together and get ready to move. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay. He told them to do specific things. He's telling us to do specific things. And if we fail to do those things now, then we shall surely perish. I ain't trying to be on the perishing list. Okay. So with that being said, if you guys are interested, there is my email floating across the bottom of the screen. This is the final call. You can either say you know me or you knew me, because those are the only two options. Folks gonna go from saying I know her to I knew her. Well, dang, what happened? I don't know. I didn't take her up on an opportunity. That's just where we going. That being said, bye bye. Love y'all, and I will see y'all sometime soon.